Hello everybody. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to make a very simple race game using Scratch. My name is Angela Smith, and here we go. First thing you're going to do is come up to File, Create New, and this will start your new project. You can go ahead and name it. I'm going to name mine Shark and Fish Race, and we're ready to get started. First thing I'm going to do is double click or right click and delete that sprite, which are the characters. I went down to the new sprite area, and I'll show you where that was because I clicked it kind of fast. I'm gonna click down here and choose this shark, and I'm just gonna kind of set him over here. Okay, so here's the new sprite area. Click on choose sprite from library, and I'm going to click on the animal category once again and choose this fish. Okay, now we have our two sprites. I'm going to shrink the fish a little bit, so I come up here to the shrink tool, put it right on the fish and shrink him a little bit. He looks pretty good, and I think I'm going to shrink my shark just a tad. That's good. Okay, now we're ready to add in a backdrop. So click down here, new backdrop, choose from library. I'm going to scroll down and choose this underwater theme. Alright, perfect. We will worry about their positioning in a minute. One final thing I'm going to add is another sprite, but this time I'm going to click on the paint tool and I'm going to draw myself a blue line. So I clicked on the line, you can change the color. Just going to start right there, bring it down, and it's kind of tricky to get it straight. Perfect. Our line appeared over here. All I'm going to do is click it and drag it over to the finish line, or as the finish line, I guess you could say. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start to give some simple commands to these two fish. So I'll show you how to do it, and then I'll show you how to duplicate it. So I'm going to click on the shark first, my shark sprite, and I'm going to come up here to scripts. The first thing I want to do is click on events and drag this when space key is pressed, tab over to the space on the right. The next thing I want to do is give my shark a motion command. So I'm going to have him move 10 steps. When the space key is pressed, he's going to move 10 steps. Now I'm going to go back over to the control tab, and I'm going to click if then. So if something happens, then something else will happen. So if, I'm going to click the sensing tab, and I want my shark to touch the blue line. So I'm going to click this when touching, and instead of the mouse pointer, I'm going to click sprite 1, because that's the name of my blue line, sprite 1. So if this shark touches sprite 1, then what I want him to do is I'm going to have him say something. So we are going to go over to the Looks tab and click Say Hello. Instead of say hello, I'm going to have him say I did it, because he finished the race. Okay, so that should be the end of those commands. We'll test it out in 1 minute. We're going to give him 2 more very simple commands. So when this green flag is clicked up here, I want him to go back to where he started. So we're going to go to the movement tab again, and we are going to say that we want him to go to X and Y. And basically, when we run our pointer over the shark, we're seeing some coordinates down here, X and Y. So we're just going to kind of type in the vicinity of, let's say, 160 and 0. 160, negative 160, I'm sorry. Me on there. There we go. Negative 160 and 0. Okay, so if we want to try and test him out, click on that shark, press the space bar, and he reached the line. He said I did it, and finally he goes back. Okay, now we're going to add in some of the same commands for our fish. So what I'm going to do is double click or right click on those set of commands to duplicate. Then, see, I have those commands right here. I'm going to bring those over to the fish. See? We added those to the fish. Now, back to the shark. I want to duplicate these. And we're going to drag those over, click them to the fish. Okay, now I'm going to make some very simple changes. The fish is in a bit of a different spot, so let's say he's at 140 and we'll say 95. Let's see what that does for us. Negative 140, oops, 140 and 95. Okay, then instead of the space bar, I'm going to choose the right arrow, so when the right arrow is clicked, and instead of saying I did it, I'm going to say Yahoo. Okay, so let's test this out. Click on him, right arrow to the line, Yahoo, and oh, okay, so we didn't, negative 140 didn't register there. Negative 140, let's see if he goes back. Yes, he does. Perfect. Okay, so that should be the end, and I'll show you all together. If we do the arrow key and the space bar, they're racing to the end of the line. He got there, and we send him back to the start. And it is as simple as that. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you are able to create a race game of your own. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.